The room in the Vatican Palace, now known as the Stanza della Segnatura, was redesigned by Raphael between 1508 and 1511 to serve as the library of Pope Julius II. The vaulted ceiling sets forth the basic program of the pictorial decorations. In the roundels are personified four intellectual faculties that organize human knowledge: philosophy, theology, jurisprudence, and poetry. Theology declares the knowledge of things divine. Each faculty is more fully elaborated in the fresco on the wall below. Under theology is the mural known as the Disputa, although nothing is open to dispute in this painted manifestation of theological truth. Raphael demonstrated by essentially pictorial means a basic tenet of Christian doctrine: the transubstantiation, the presence of the incarnate deity in the Eucharistic wafer. Along the central axis of the composition, the Holy Trinity descends through its several persons, from the figure of God the Father through that of the Son to the dove of the Holy Spirit. And that divine descent culminates in the monstrance displaying the host on the altar, sign of the perpetual presence of the divinity in the Church on earth. Around the altar are Saints Gregory and Jerome, Ambrose and Augustine, the four doctors of the Latin Church, who bear witness to that truth and who, through their writing and preaching, serve to spread the holy word. Through an exhaustive series of preliminary studies, Raphael arrived at a design of remarkable clarity and deceptive simplicity, a design that responds directly to the format of the semicircular wall itself and builds upon its basic geometry. Locating the center of the arc, Raphael determined the horizon line of his composition along that diameter and there fixed the vanishing point of his perspective construction. The differentiation between the upper and lower zones, between heaven and earth, became the governing principle of his design, as the mediation between the two realms was central to his theme. Geometry served as an essential means of distinction. The circle, the most perfect geometric form, with neither beginning nor end, had long been associated with God. And it is the circle that is reserved for the divinity in Raphael's painting. From the golden dome of heaven in which God the Father appears, to the glory surrounding Christ, to the halo of the Holy Spirit, the divine descends to earth in a series of radiant circles, culminating in the monstrance on the altar. Pure gold is chromatically reserved for the divine, and it too extends down to the altar of the Church, through the gilded monstrance to the interlaced decoration of the antependium that features the name of Julius II, Pontifex Maximus. The altar itself declares the second geometric theme of Raphael's composition, the rectangle. In contrast to the eternity of the circle, its four-part structure corresponds to the cycles of life on earth, the four seasons, the four elements, the four temperaments, which measure the mortality of man. The combination of these two geometric forms, circle and square, as in Leonardo da Vinci's famous drawing, could be invoked as a sign of man's dual nature, a mortal body with an immortal soul, an earthly creature but participating in the divine, that which was proved by the incarnation of God as man. This is a central demonstration of the Disputa, as Christ displays the mortal flesh assumed by God. Around his central figure, flanked by Mary and John the Baptist, is an attendant court of personages extending from Adam through the early martyrs of the Church. They are seated on a semicircular embankment of cloud. Here, Raphael inflects the perfect golden circle of heaven. On this lower level, the circle is foreshortened. That is, it is subject to the distorting laws of natural vision. And the divine purity of gold has also yielded to the substance of nature, the natural stuff of cumulus cloud. Through such geometric and pictorial means, Raphael establishes the position of this saintly court, mediating between heaven and earth. Mediation is inherent in the very structure of Raphael's fresco, in the implications of its spatial conception. The divinity descends not only vertically along the central axis of the composition, but spatially as well. The figures of the Holy Trinity appear to advance toward the viewer. The culminating altar seems to coincide with the picture plane itself, and its foundation seems therefore to advance beyond that plane. Divine truth extends not only laterally within the Disputa, but also along an axis perpendicular to the wall, reaching beyond the painting into our world. Declaring theological doctrine, making it visually legible, sensibly available, Raphael's painting seems almost to assume the institutional function of the Church itself. Indeed, that ecclesiastical resonance is built into its design. As Raphael's golden half-dome of heaven invokes the gilded mosaics of the early Christian Church, the apsidal implications of his design suggest a precise architectural space. By such elusive means, the Disputa creates a resonance that is both ecclesiological and archaeological. In manifesting theological doctrine, the painting appropriates the authority of the early Church, specifically the Church of St. Peter, the first bishop of Rome, the first in papal lineage. The original Basilica of St. Peter's was begun in the 4th century under Constantine, the Roman emperor who converted to Christianity. As Raphael was painting, in fact, that ancient basilica was in disrepair and was being replaced by a new structure designed by Raphael's kinsman, the architect Bramante. By preserving a pictorial allusion to the primitive church, the Disputa associates the modern church of Pope Julius II with its origins, and it invokes that venerable authority for its theme, confirming what the Renaissance acknowledged as Raphael's painted theology.